Hello and welcome back, everybody. HeirofCarthage here. Merry Christmas Eve. I'm going to be making you some extra content here outside of the stream for our Operation Dawi Thunder, but needed to get some videos recorded. I'm actually in a good position to start a whole bunch of new content right after Christmas, which is what I'm planning to do. Things were just very busy for me at work over the last little while, so didn't have as much time to record as I normally would have. So yeah, it just kept me busy, but I've got plans. We're going to be starting some new campaigns, get some new content going, and just in general have a good time. Ooh, it's got a nice vampire rebellion down there that needs to be put down. So if you haven't been watching my Dawi Thunder campaign prior to this, if you go to my channel, and if you go on the main page of the channel, I think I even have, I want to say I made a playlist for this. I may not have yet, but if I didn't, I'll go do it. You can watch the rest of these episodes if you'd like to catch up on it. I've streamed all of the previous 5 episodes, and I'm just recording this one because I can't stream right now, but I can record an episode. But yeah, I intend to get some more content done prior or following Christmas, and I hope you all are very excited for it. I know I am. Anyway, let's see where we were at. I was working with Grombrindle to get back at the Skaven, who had done some work against me back here. It was 8 peaks. Crooked Fang Fort needs to be retaken from the Skaven, and I'm pretty sure the Skaven inhabit all of this stuff that we're seeing over here as well. So I'm going to go ahead and push that way with Grombrindle. His army is still not ideally where I want it, but it's not bad. We just got a whole bunch of extra trade that's going to help. And I had another army working its way down here because the Skaven are messing with me at Ekrund and Dragonhorn Mines, and basically everywhere else. So we're going to go knock them off.
The axe thirsts for war.
And then we're going to go knock off the battle at Castle Templehof.
Armed and ready.
There is one more army of chaos up here. At least one. And it's near Shug, the legend. He just had to defeat a different one on that turn in, but he's safely at Beckhofen. He can recruit safely here and should be fine. Honestly, this army doesn't really need much, other than maybe replacing that dwarf warrior with like a long beard, which isn't an option except through the global at the moment. But I might get that started. The reason I want to do it with the long beard, actually thinking about trading those to Longbeards with great weapons. These guys are pretty decent right now, though. They're not bad. Very nice defense. Pretty decent attack. It's just weapon strength on dwarves is pretty low in general. But I'll go ahead and just for now throw a standard Longbeard in there. But we might want to get the great weapon variants to help contend when more chaos comes back. We beat that kind of initial, and by the way, campaign settings are on very hard map difficulty and normal battle difficulty just so that it doesn't break all the balancing. And then we put the Chaos Invasion on Legendary. And we did fight a huge initial wave of chaos here. It was not the wave of chaos that has our Chaon in it, but it was a very large wave of chaos. I'm going to maybe move this army here and put them in an ambush. See if we can get lucky maybe and catch that chaos army in an ambush.
I suppose so.
Speaking of, we've got this army back here that we're building for Ungrim. We had just confederated Ungrim. Looks like we're filling it up with Iron Thunders. We've got some Hammers, a couple of Hammers, some Iron Breakers, so a really tough army here. And we have a couple of Slayers, of course, for the Slayer King. We're focusing on the Iron Thunders, though, because they are an extremely good unit in terms of providing us like an excellent main line. I feel like Iron Thunders, for those of you who may not have been watching this too, let's show you Iron Thunders. I feel like Iron Thunders are kind of like the unit that's actually missing from the dwarf roster in so many ways. Like, I understand that a really good player can take the dwarves into multiplayer and do decently with them, but most of us just stink with the dwarves and they're difficult to use. The rune magic is helpful but slow. You know, their lords are very weak by comparison with almost every other faction out there. Their infantry units have very little offensive capability, and so I feel like the Iron Thunder like really fills in this gap. Like it has very nice range damage, but it's not overpowered. and it has decent melee capabilities, but again, it's not overpowered. It's very good at both, and it has pretty solid armor on top of that, though, again, it's not going to have a shield because it's a gun unit. And so I feel like this unit provides an excellent balance for the Dawi roster in the sense that I can cause damage in the middle with the guns and hold the middle. So I can have a unit that's able to really dish out some nice damage, but at the same time, it's not like broken OP, in my opinion. So I feel like it's a very cool addition to the Dwarf roster. Again, at least my opinion. You all can tell me what you think as you watch this, but I feel like it's very nice to have there. Really no point in repairing this. I'd gone down and beaten up the Dark Elves, and then look at this. Emmerich just lets them right back in while his armies are moseying around over here in the wrong place. What a dork. I guess I'm gonna have to do his work for him. Beat down the Druki on his behalf. About to have another vampire rebellion. We're gonna have to be having one army going around just putting out these vampire rebellions. The vampires basically had taken over all of what was the Empire, and we had to take it back from them. And in that process, you know, it takes a long time to get rid of all the vampire taint that comes over the land, and so you end up with quite a few vampire rebellions. Plus, we still have a few vampire settlements nearby, so they're still spreading that corruption throughout our land. So we're going to have to finish the vampires, especially if we get chaos at a point where, oh, look at this. Holy Vargulfs. Wow. Well, these guys know how to fight against the Dawi, apparently. That is a lot of Vargulfs. Where's that? Nightling? Okay, so that's down close to Sylvania, so we'll have to keep an eye on. They came from Krugenheim. It's alright, I've got an army in that vicinity and others that can join there soon. That Warrior of Chaos fought Nordland and then came close to the encampment at Beckhofen, so they weakened themselves slightly and then encamped, so I believe they'll start gathering back some of their losses, like they'll start replenishing. We'll see. I think they will, though. Alright. So we've got some things to take care of. Let us get started doing it. First, Dementia is going to get rid of this vampire rebellion that's here. And it looks like that is going to be done easily with low losses. So let's just let the auto-resolve do it for us. They're using a lot of Vargulfs, and honestly, that's a pretty smart move. Like, that is a pretty smart move, because Vargulfs are an excellent weapon against the Dwarves. The Dwarves do have ways of hurting Vargulfs very, very badly. But it's also a very nice unit in the sense that it's a single entity that can kind of barrel its way through the lines and try to get to Dawi skirmishers. So I think the Vargulf is actually a... Well, actually, I don't want to do that. I was going to lay an ambush, but then I can't replenish. Let's go ahead and replenish. We still got, even though I've owned this territory for probably 20 turns or more, it's still just absolutely covered in vampire stench. Slayer, Quarlers, Thunders, there we go. I'm doing everything I can to upgrade Slayers, Quarlers, Quarlers and Thunderers. We do have another special unit here. This is Mountaineers. For people who haven't seen it, this one has slightly more range than the other gunners, and its attack is not all that spectacular against infantry. In fact, it's kind of poor, but they're very excellent against large, and they have a 360-degree firing arc, but they are not good in melee and don't have a lot of armor, so they're a niche unit, like a niche anti-large unit, and they are very good at that niche role.
Iron-willed.
Looks like Nordland has beaten back the vampires a considerable amount. It looks like the vampires still have a presence at Talabheim, so I'm gonna move to Talabheim with this army. So I'm gonna bypass that Chaos army.
Can I help you?
And I do want to finish recruiting that, but I feel like we've got this Chaos stack kind of right where we want them, so I'm gonna stop on the recruiting for just a moment. And we'll just stack the Dragonback Slayers in here. And now we'll attack them. We're not fully replenished, but I feel like we've got a very winnable battle here. The Hell Cannon's annoying, but I can outrange it with my own cannon. and then draw Chaos in and blast them with the Iron Thunderers up the middle, and just basically protect the flanks. That's all we need to do. So let's fight this battle. All right. See what the map's going to look like here. It looks like it's going to be pretty tame. Maybe a couple spots to help hold down our flanks there. It looks like some rock formation or something. We might be able to use that. Facing uphill. Kind of looks like we might be facing uphill as we go into this, which is not a huge deal. I don't think that terrain plays as big of a role on this game as it does in past Total War games. It's actually something I hope they rectify a bit in future Warhammer, honestly. I don't know. Someone's told me before exactly what the differences are, and I don't remember all of them at the moment, but I want to say, if I was told correctly, that the terrain advantages for missiles and melee don't work the same in this game as they did in previous Total War games. If that's the case, then it's kind of sad, because it defeats the purpose of, you know, having that terrain advantage. So I hope that's not true, but it very well could be. I'm gonna keep a couple of troops in reserve. I want my single entities ready to kind of push out in front and create blobs. Essentially, when you're playing as the dwarves on a campaign like this, you want to use your single entities, your heroes, to create blobs amongst the enemy, and then use those blobs to your advantage. I'm going to put all my Iron Thunders in a defensive stance, as well as my artillery and my Mountaineers. That way they don't go chasing after targets if they shoot something and it routes. Alright, let's get things started. First things first, we're going to target their Hell Cannon immediately. And then I'm going to send my Gyros up to harass their Giants. Our own Dwarf Cannon will kill their Hell Cannon, usually relatively quick, but the Hell Cannon causes extreme damage in the hands of the AI, so you can't really kill it quick enough. In fact, I'm going to ignore the Giants and get up behind the Hell Cannon. See, it's already fired twice, and I haven't only gotten one volley, and look, it's already taken half the hit points off of my Iron Thunder there. Very solid hit right there. I haven't been lucky enough to destroy the actual gun. Now I'm going to turn with my Gyros and start shooting the crew. There we go. Gun's destroyed, so no more range for Chaos. We can leave the cannon crew alone and start targeting the Giants. The Giants are coming up my right flank, so I'm going to move my Mountaineers and my Dragonback Slayers to that. Alright, so we have Chaos's attention. Let's take our Organ Gun. We're going to target these Chosen with Great Weapons. You always want to find an expensive infantry to hit with your Organ Guns, or just like a Knight or some other large target. Yeah, see what we did right there to that Chosen? I'm going to spread the damage out a little bit, hit some of these Halberds, and then we'll swing back to that Chosen with the following volley. Yeah, that was a very nice volley right there. Let's get back on those. Iron Thunder is getting some damage off over there. Cannon's still doing its work. Let's take the cannon, and I'm going to target the Chaos Sorcerer Lord. I'll target him with my Gyros as well. Now I'm going to get my Mountaineers focused on the Giant that is in the weaker condition. I'm going to actually back up this Organ Gun. I should have done that sooner, but I don't want to lose that. I'm going to use my Engineer. Let's use a Cinder Shell here. There we go. And I'm going to Smoke Bomb these guys and go blob them up. Buff our attack here on the Iron Thunders. Get our Thane up here. Should have used his Fireball on that Giant. One Giant's about to fall. We just routed the Chaos Sorcerer Lord. Now we just need to get after this cavalry that's trying to outflank us. I don't like being moving while this cavalry charges me. I don't think I had time to brace properly. So we'll take a lot of damage on the charge, but then our guys should sort out that situation quite nicely. Both Giants are down. So now we just need to clean up the melee. that is well under process. Our Iron Thunders are not like overwhelmingly strong in melee against these Warriors of Chaos, but they do alright because they do a little bit of AP damage. They don't have huge damage stats like a Hammerer, and they don't have insane defensive stats like a Longbeard. But like I said, they stand as a very nice middle ground for you, and I feel like they just round out the Dawi roster extremely well. There we go. Very solid victory for us. All we have to do is finish off the Hell Cannon crew, which is under heavy fire from the Iron Thunder line already. And they're going to go down. So the auto-resolve was a little bit over-favorable, I think, to Chaos there. But I think we did a nice job. We've got our cannon up over, so it's 7 chevrons now. And we've got more than that. So this army for Shug is really gaining some nice veterancy. Some of these Iron Thunders are going to start picking up extra stats as they hit that top tier veterancy, because anything that improves Thunderers on the upgrade tree does also improve the Iron Thunders. And I'm going to go ahead and do this right here, this Drink to Victory. It's a good way to help build up your local province and fix any public order issues, which, you know, we've got a lot of corruption in this province, so we need to finish this army off in its entirety, so let's do that. It's going to be a low casualty situation. And since we already did the Drink to Victory, now let's just take the cash here and the Oath Gold. We need the Oath Gold right now. I need to finish crafting a bunch of equipment for my characters to kind of help get them up to max strength.
Vengeful Rune Lord.
I'm also going to work on unlocking Lightning Strike for my lords. It's going to be very important for dealing with the legendary Chaos Invasion that our Kaon leads against us. So we don't want to let that get past us. Extra ammunition for our missile units is also going to be key. These guys need a lot of ammo. Let's see what happens. Yeah, see, all the way up to 27 damage on the units that have that gold chevron. So very nice boost there. Get this Thane here, and we're going to finish up Scarred Veteran so he has max hit points. So that is good stuff. Alright, this army, we've got our Runesmith. Our Runesmith has most of the powers he needs here. Too worried about Rune of Hearth and Home. Let's do this. Let's finish off Oath and Steel. Excellent. Excellent, excellent.
Let us begin.
I think we are in a really good position here overall. Got all of our forces headed towards where they need to be. Now I'm going to be able to get down here and help beat back some of the Skaven rebellions and invasions. Brombrindle has arrived at Crooked Fang Fort.
Moving out.
We're very nearly arrived at Crooked Fang Fort. Make sure that I've moved all the armies. I don't think we've moved Ungrim for obvious reasons. He's in a settlement. And we have access to Thorgrim, so we can bring him out as well. So a couple of turns and Ungrim's army is ready to get on the map here. Let's see. Let's go ahead and build up Nagenhof so we can put in better defenses. Looks like we can do there now. Grab some extra. You know what? I think I'm going to swap that one for this one. I think it's better. It goes up to plus 50 and 8%. 30 and 4%. Yeah, it's better than this building. So let's do this. Put that one there, and then I can build a tool maker there. Let's build the ultimate runic gates here at Beckhofen. We're obviously going to have a lot of defense to put up there as the Chaos Invasions grow. So now I'm not going to worry about Darkhold. We're just going to ignore that. The Druki are likely to retake it as Emmerich is over here busy losing to them.
Honorable ally.
What's up, lizard friend? He wants a military alliance? Sure, why not? Wow. Last Defenders are looking really strong, stronger than I would typically see them. They got a lot of territory, and their strength rank is pretty high, not far behind us, in fact. I would imagine it's very possible the Drukir strength rank 1, depending on what's happened over in Naggarond. But if they've confederated Rakarth and Malekith and Marathi, because we know that they've already got Malus and Marathi confederated into the Cult of Pleasure. There's Nashrak Slayer, so Chaos sent an army up through the mountains. Well, I've got Ungrim relatively nearby. So Ungrim's army is about to be finished recruiting, and we can go counter that Chaos army. I guess they had sent one through our mountains we hadn't seen.
Welcome, friends of the...
I'm not joining a war against Khemri right now. Got plenty of other things to do that are far higher priority than beating down a bunch of bony boys in the desert. Alright, a wrong put... Yeah, this is that one that's basically the same, whichever way you pick it. So Chaos is still operating a lot of agents and being very irritating in that regard. A lot of raiding going on. And our income is way down. We are recruiting more units, but it could also be because we're getting raided and losing settlements.
Let us settle this.
Alright, Skaven. I want you all to see the Get Hammer torpedoes, so I'm going to fight this battle. The Get Hammer torpedoes will make very short work of the Plague Monks. And so this ought to be pretty fun. Let's fight this one. Normally I don't like fighting Skaven because they're just a huge annoyance, like a massive annoyance. But we're going to fight it. We're going to take it to them. Give them a good old Christmas beatdown. A Warpstone Christmas, I guess the Skaven we're trying to bring to us here. They don't have any artillery, which is great. And their lord is a Warlock Master, so they do have Warp Lightning, which is irritating. This army has Mournfang Cavalry too, which I'm excited about. The Mournfang Cavalry is a very nice touch for the Dawi as well. Almost kind of too bad you can't use it with them in multiplayer. I'm actually going to just stick my standard Longbeards on the front lines. Help extend the front line a little. And I'm going to put my Longbeards with great weapons into a secondary line because the Skaven love to summon rats right on top of your artillery crews. Our Iron Thunderers, of course, can handle any of those rat summons. It's not going to hurt them. I forget I have my Mournfang Cavalry too. It's okay, this will be good. This will be good. Whoops. That unit there. This unit. And now our Get Hammer torpedoes. I'm going to place one kind of facing inward. They don't have a very long range, but they absolutely wreck infantry. We'll have to watch out for the summons on them, but I've got Mournfang Cavalry covering them both. And then I'm going to keep my Master Engineer in a good position to help refill the ammunition off of units that might need it as we go throughout this fight. Let's defensive on our artillery and thunderers, and same with our Get Hammers. Cannon should target Rat Ogres, and our Organ Gun can go for Plague Monk Infantry. The Skaven seem rather content to sit still at the moment, which I guess that's their prerogative. It's not going to be a very intelligent prerogative, as my cannon's going to absolutely shred them. Not seen the AI usually choose to sit still like this. I'm sure they'll change their mind shortly, so I'm going to fast forward and just... Yeah, there we go. That's what I thought. They've made the AI a little smarter than that recently. Let's get our organ guns targeting the infantry, and then we want our Get Hammer torpedoes to go for Plague Monks as well. Woo, yeah, shredded them up nice. Nice volley. Alright, nearly in range with the Get Hammer torpedoes. Get Hammers are kind of like the Regiment of Round Shabti in a way. Brutal volley. Yeah, see the Git Hammers are firing now. They're initially targeting Rat Ogres because that's what came into range first. But they're much better against infantry, especially infantry that's got a little bit of distance. That's what we're going to change their target to. See, the Git Hammers look kind of like an Empire rocket, and then they starburst in the air, a lot like the Regiment of Renowned Ushabti, as I mentioned. They need a little bit of range, like they need their arc in order to pull it off to its best effect. Let's activate some Mournfang Cavalry on that flank. Back up just a little here. See, we're backing up just a little bit with the Git Hammer torpedoes so they can get the best arc. And then I'll continue firing. I'm going to pick out the Skaven. It's our Charm Shield there. Does anybody need any ammunition? Let's put some ammo on there. I'll buff up some of these units. Let's smoke bomb those guys. Let's send my engineer into fight there. See how quickly our Git Hammers shredded that Gutter Runner Slinger? So infantry blobs, and again, make sure you give a little bit of range, because see how it goes up in this arc right here? You need it to arc up so it can airburst like that and then get maximum effect on the target. So the Git Hammers need to be used kind of as a specialty role like that, and they're very, very good at what they do in terms of causing a ton of damage. They don't always get a ton of kills. They can cause a lot of hit point damage to whatever unit, so they're a great way to soften enemy skirmishers and give you a nice arc of fire while doing it, where you can fire up and over your line. So a very cool unit added. They're basically the anti-infantry Trollhammer torpedoes, right? So Trollhammer torpedoes are very good against large. The Git Hammer torpedoes are good against infantry. They're not specifically an anti-armor target or unit in terms of the damage, but they are still decent against armor when you provide them the right opportunities for those targets. So the Git Hammer is, again, another very cool addition that this mod brought. And if you're interested in the mod, it's linked in the description, by the way, for anybody who's wondering. Let's use this Drink to Victory. Help this province get a little bit of needed public order and growth.
On to glory for the
There we go. Beat them back. It's going to give me the opportunity to recruit. Leave here too. But let's go ahead and get rid of the Skaven forces first. We're not going to lose any units in the auto-resolve, so let's just auto-resolve it this time. And this time, we'll collect the execute and loot here.
Let us be about this.
I almost probably should have looted them the first time if I would have known they were going to run away like that, which then would have allowed me to turn around and get the Drink to Victory on the next one, but we would have gotten more loot the first time because there was more Skaven there the first time. Whatever, that's alright. Let's get this Dawi firepower, finish ranking up our Thunders, and then we're going to need to work on getting... We're going to need to work on getting some other stuff here. So requisition, definitely what we want there. Max ammo. You want a lot of ammo. That's where the dwarves deal their damage. They deal it at range, and that is our intention, is to cause that damage from range. Let's retake Crooked Fang Fort. Skaven took it from me probably 5 or 10 turns ago, and I was busy doing something else with Grombrindle and couldn't answer. So Crooked Fang Fort back in our control, and then our ally have taken Valea's Sorrow and Dingo Kraka, Dringor Rakas. I called it Dingo Crackers just for fun during the this stream, and I guess everybody decided at that point that Dingo Crackers are now the Australian replacement for the Goldfish Crackers that everybody likes so much. So get prepared, folks, for new merchandise ideas, because I gave out a great idea there. I just don't know if any company's going to pick it up and run with it. Dingo Crackers, okay? Anybody in Australia? That's what you need to make. And all of a sudden, you'll take over the world of children's snack food. But, you know, are any of us ever really too old to enjoy some crackers? No. No, we're not. So Chaos came in here. I need my artillery, so I'm going to wait a turn with Ungram. Mount Gunbat is walled, and as is Grom Peak, and so is Karak Kadrin. So Chaos is going to get stuck in a siege if they really hope to accomplish much. I may lose Nashrak's Lair to, say, like, this guy's army. He's liking to get hammers as well. So we may lose it to them, but it won't be the end of the world. We'll be all right. Looks like we can move up close to Talabheim. And this army. Can't even talk here. Oh, the Moot's about to get overrun by a vampire rebellion as well.
No.
Yes.
We just cannot make ourselves rid of these foul creatures. I'm working on it. Well, we could ask these guys to take out this vampire rebel army, and they might do it for us on this turn in. I could ask Balthasar to come over, try and help the Moot, but I don't think that he'll get there in time, so I'm gonna attack the vampire rebels here, and then we'll have to move north back to Nightling. So, be rid of these vampire rebels. Very weak army for them, and we'll use this drink to victory as well. That should help this province grow faster and again be rid of some of the vampire taint. I'm gonna move back to Fort Oberstyre. Alright, so the Moot is safe again for now, though we're only slowly removing vampiric corruption while chaos corruption is rising. So yeah, we gotta deal with a lot of chaos corruption. Essen is working on its max defenses, so is Nagenhof. We can put in some extra coin here and some extra growth here. Goat herd. Very near being able to fight the vampires more. I think we made our moves down here. We did. Let's go check our list of armies. It looks like Shug can still move. He is at Beckhofen. I think what we're going to do with Shug in the meantime is I'm going to keep my 2 Giant Slayers, but since we don't have an immediate threat here, I'm going to take a couple of turns to get rid of this infantry and replace it with Longbeards with great weapons. We could do Hammers, but I swear Hammers just aren't good. There's something about them that is just not good. Like, even though statistically they're far better than the Longbeards with great weapons, but I swear they die faster. And the Longbeards with great weapons have superior melee defense by a mile. So I'm going to just stack some Longbeards with great weapons. It's going to take me several turns to get them, since I don't have a good local recruiting angle on them. And we're doing some global recruitment with Ungram already. So it'll take a few turns, but it should be worth it in the end. Got a skill point on our Thane here. Let's finish up Woundmaker, make him as strong as possible. We're building up a lot of Oath Gold. Take a look at the Forge here soon. Once we pick out some specific characters who need some of that Oath Gold. Let's get some extra coin here. Oh, we've got a Runesmith here. Are there any Chaos Agent? Yeah, there is right here. Let's work on maybe trying to get rid of this Chaos Agent. I don't know if it'll succeed, but use him for something. A Chaos Agent spreading his corruption? Nope. We got wounded. It was a critical failure. I didn't figure that was going to end well. And it ended even worse than I had imagined. Let's see. Triangulation. Let's work on that now. Master Engineers can really boost up your missile units to a significant degree. So don't ignore don't ignore in your Dwarf army, especially if you're going heavy on powder, the effects of a Master Engineer. They can impart extra ammunition. They can buff your units to have better reload and accuracy. They can increase like their stats from their upgrades. Like, there is so much they can do to an army. They can take what's just kind of a good gun army, and they can turn it into a dreaded gun army. Alright, this is at Fort Oberstyre. This army force marched, so they're going to be tired. They should be able to easily win this battle. It's a lot of Vargulfs, but our Rangers are going to shred. Let's fight this one. Plus we have the garrison to help us as well. Interesting terrain. It looks like there's going to be some water there that we can slow the vampires down in while we mow them with missiles from from a distance. I've got 3 Mountaineers in this army as well, and the Mountaineers will absolutely lay waste to Blood Knights, Mortis Engines, Vargulfs. Yeah. Oh, this is perfect. Yeah, see that water down here? We're going to use that to full advantage. And we can bring all of our units in immediately. So we're going to get our heavy armored infantry and set up a front line with it, kind of near the waterfront here. And then we want to take our Slayer and maybe lighter infantry and set up a second line to protect our skirmishers, our flanks. Put a unit of miners out here just to kind of guard against a cavalry charge. We'll put them on either flank. Got all of our bugmans. I'm gonna put them kind of like right here in the middle. I've got some Whirlers with great weapons from the garrison. I'm gonna make sure that they're on the outsides here because they have better melee statistics. Now we've got a ton of coverage in terms of missile capability, and then we're going to put our artillery back here. Right in the midst of the Slayers. So our Grudge Thrower will target Graveguard, and our cannons are going to target Vargulfs.
It's a reckoning.
And we'll kind of put our heroes kind of behind the lines to help with morale at the moment. And I'm going to put my Mountaineers, I'm going to back guys up just slightly. Spread my Mountaineers. The Mountaineers need to be ideally in front of the Quarrelers because the Quarrelers have a better arc of fire. There we go. Let's see how this works. We need all of our missile units in a defensive posture. Alright, let's do this thing. Should be a very solid victory here for us if we play this right. Just select that Vargulf. And I'm actually going to start shooting the Vargeist with this other cannon, and then that's a great target for that artillery. Alright, there we go. We're underway. Vargulfs heal very quickly, but our cannons will be able to start picking at them. Helm and Gorst would actually be a good target for our cannon as well, so let's actually double up our cannons on... I'm going to keep one firing at the Vargeist for the moment, because the more unit models of those we kill, the better, and it looks like they're wasting Invocation and the Heck on that unit as well, and I'm totally fine with that. Ooh, beautiful hit from the cannon there. Oh yeah, Grudge Thrower shredding those Graveguard with great weapons. Let's hit the Sternsman next. We're going to spread that damage out. I'm going to move this Mountaineer out here to help work those Blood Knights. And I'm going to take this cannon that's targeting the Vargeist, and I'm going to go ahead and bring that target in over here back onto Helm and Gorst. I'm going to have double cannon. That Mortis Engine's making a flanking overture here, so I'm going to be ready to meet it as well. Alright, so Mountaineers can hopefully start firing at these targets out here. They can. Position here is not ideal, but let's start mowing down Vargeist, please. Hit him, hit him, hit him. Alright, focus fire on a single Vargulf, please. Alright, the White King is about to die already, and this Mortis Engine, we're going to give it some work with the... Alright, so the Vargeist are almost dead. That's great. They're a big nuisance. You can see how well the Mountaineers do against Vargeist, because they're a large target. Now we're going to work these Blood Knights. Alright, I'm not going to be able to get good shots at the Blood Knights. I'm going to switch over to the Vargulf. We've got one Vargulf about to drop here, and now we're going to drop another. This Mountaineer uphill a little. target the next Vargulf. Mortis Engine got wrecked by Mountaineers, so you can see it's on its last legs, and Helmengorst is healing off all the cannon fire for now, but we're at least giving him a lot of trouble. I'm going to move this Mountaineer up a little so he can target that Corpse Cart and Helmengorst, but we are absolutely shredding on the vampires at the moment. This is exactly the way that I wanted this to unfold. Vargulf. Yes, beautiful execution here. Beautiful execution by my Dawi forces. Those Bugmans and Quarrelers and everything just did the job exactly the way we wanted to. The vampires were not able to silence our ranged capabilities, and when that is the case, the dwarves win big. So Dementia 2.0 is going to come out with a massive victory over Helmengorst and his rather sizable force there. When combined with that garrison army and having that grudge thrower that was dealing a lot of damage to infantry, this army was absolutely obscene because it's so well built for taking down this low armor. So like these rangers are going to absolutely crush low armor units, especially large ones that are hard to miss. Now he did manage to walk away with some of his forces. That's the dead shall rise again. It's some kind of goofy mechanic where when you kill the whole vampire army, they get some of their forces back because some of them rose again from the dead. I get it, I guess. Necromancy. And otherwise the vampires, every time they lose a battle, they would lose every single unit. So I'm assuming that's why CA does that. Though I have to admit, as a player in campaign, it is a bit frustrating to watch an enemy army that you're fighting crumble to pieces, literally die. And even the vampire that's doing the magic to keep them alive also dies, and then Creative Assembly just allows them to come right back. But like I said, I'm assuming that that's for a reason. See, like Gorst, he died. Like, he completely crumbled and was gone, and then look at all the units that he got back. He was entirely dead. We're not in our own territory, so let's move up some, and then I'm going to enter an encamped stance. That way I can replenish just a little and then push against Nidling. And then we can take this army that's near Talabheim and go ahead and run an attack here. I need to put these on here too. A bonus versus large. Let's get that on one of our Slayers. Immune to Psychology. None of my units really needed a ton here, so I'll just drop it on an Iron Thunder. Alright, so we can occupy Talabheim. So that's one less vampire stronghold
My anger burns
we have to deal with here. I know this building is better in a minor settlement, but I'm going to put it here just because I want to try and get this settlement self-sufficient and also have it be a place where if we're on the frontier, we can get some important recruiting done if need be. Alright, we need to keep working towards Lightning Strike with this army, so let's do Purebeard. We've got a long ways to go with this Master Engineer. Missile Strength. That's his missile strength, not the total army. Sharpshooter ammunition, increased range, and anti-infantry. Now that would be pretty handy. But I also kind of want to get Requisition and Triangulation first because it's going to buff up these guys more too, which buffing multiple units over one is probably going to be the better route to go first. May end up being wrong there, but I don't think so. Got 2 skill points here. We've gotten some of the important stuff here. We just want to go ahead and maybe get Gyro Bombers, Quarrelers, Giants. Okay, so Cannon. Okay, so this one's going to buff up our artillery. Go ahead and do Morgrim's Favored. And then let's start down here on Route Marcher and get ready to go to... Because these guys are about to hit that level of Chevronage. And we want those extra buffs. So see, like, these guys are now up to 48 damage, which is a considerable chunk more than the units that haven't made it up to that Chevronage yet. So it definitely makes a huge difference.
Yes.
Okay. Finish up Woundmaker, and let's do Blade Shield. You can't go wrong with extra damage and melee defense. Just going to make your unit way stronger. Alright, Ungrim's army is ready to hit the battlefield here, and we were attacked by Chaos down by Nashrak's lair. I can no longer see that army, so they're probably somewhere in the vicinity still. I don't know, I don't have the cash to repair that right now. Come on, Emmerich.
Futile.
Being such a wuss.
The dwarfs need me.
Eric Asgal's got gemstones. This would be a good one to take.
Roman.
Oh, we don't have enough money to colonize it. Let's do nothing for now. Probably cancel a building somewhere. At Talapine, we could probably cancel drinking hall. Give myself enough money to work some of this. Colonize.
One Jack.
Build Kirak Asgal. I want to take Death Gorge. It looks like the last defenders are pushing up here, probably in the process of killing Skaven. That's okay, it just means we'll end up with an ally on that flank. Grunty Mingle would be fun to take, but I think there's a Beastman. It only affects Bloodground. Herdstone reaches the site of a Beastman. Okay, so we could go take Grunty Mingle. There's a small Skaven force still operating in the Badlands here, but I don't know how much of a concern they really are. They could go to take Stone Mine Tower, which would actually be pretty annoying. I'm gonna try and kind of like move underground and get in their way, see if we can get an interception, get lucky, take them out. I don't want them to go over here and hit Stone Mine Tower. I need defenses at Stone Mine Tower, so I'm gonna drop this growth thing. Hey everyone, the little errors came in while I was recording, and I muted my mic and forgot to unmute it for the rest of the episode. But honestly, the rest of the episode is just me taking care of a few settlements. You know, as far as getting a couple buildings going, knocking out some little rebellions, and you know, just kind of looking to see whether we can do anything else in diplomacy. I'm recording this afterwards, actually, in my editing software. But yeah, nothing big for me to commentate over here. And with only a few minutes left, I'm not going to comment all the way to the end. But I hope you all enjoyed this content today. I'm going to leave the ending on here, like it'll be silent. But like I said, I accidentally muted it out. So you can check out what I do at the end. I'll be back with some more content soon. And you know, I hope you have a great Christmas and holidays. And just speaking of the content that's coming up, we're in a great position. I'm going to start a new historical campaign soon because we finished the Rome 2 one. I'm going to get some more Warhammer content coming to you as well on top of this one. I don't know exactly what that content's going to be yet. I've been trying to think about it. You know, it may just be another campaign. It may be, you know, something special. I don't know. I'm working through that one. And we'll just record whatever else we feel like along the way as well. I'll have a video for you tomorrow on Christmas, so make sure to stick around. Hope you all are enjoying that one. And like I said, happy holidays, Merry Christmas. If you're not celebrating any of that, then I hope you had a great whatever it is you're celebrating, or just had a great day in general. I'll have some more content here for you soon. HeirofCarthage signing off for now. Like I said, stick around though. It will be silent, but you can watch to the end if you want to see what little last bit of stuff that I take care of in the last 7 or 8 minutes of this. I will see you soon.
Forwards. I hope my anger burns bright. Lord of Clan Morgrim.
Anad, by the grudge bearer's will.
Stand and ready. I'm here. Runecraft. If you say so, beardling. What do you want?
Summon me if you dare.
Iron-willed.
My axe thirsts for war. Ready. Home.
I am the White Dwarf.
What brings you to the halls of my ancestors? It is time.